Hey everybody, this is Robius5991 here with Online Nights, and today I have a very special Halo 4 Forge map showcase to share with you guys. So today's map is another one of my own entitled Purgatory, and it is accompanied by the game type Hunter. And this is special because this was actually my submission to the Halo 4 Meet Your Maker contest. And it has since been adapted to work with different flood game types, specifically Hunter, but it also works with a few others, and I'll elaborate on that in a little bit. So I'm very excited to share this with you guys, and let's get started. So as some of you may be able to see, this is actually a reimagination of the Crysis 3 airport multiplayer map. And the game type, as I said, is Hunter, so I did my best to kind of recreate the feel that you would get from that with partly invisible flood, with different damage tables, while the humans actually have their own weapon sets. And I gotta give a nod off to Insaniac, because I did take a bit of inspiration from his Manhunt game type to kind of build this up. But now let's get started with the tour of the map. So up here, this is the airport facility. You got the upper floor on this palisade here. And as you can see, there's a few different bars here to kind of make it look like you're not supposed to go over the edge. And then, quite evidently, the major point in the background is the crashed airplane. So you got all of these broken wires. Got a kind of a whole destroyed area back there. You can see all around the edges of the plane there's some wreckage and some rocks. Back there was the relay facility, and over here in the opposing corner we have the bridge. So let's get started here. So this is the main airport building. You got two floors to it. You got a few crates to access the upper side. As you can see, one of the flood beings was going up that. You have the environment actually merged in here because it's supposed to be like this area has been abandoned a while after the crash there. Everything's kind of just destroyed and decaying. You got multiple floors, so like I said, you can access it through there. There's another access point outside. Actually, a few of them. And this is kind of a cool maneuvering area of the map to kind of transport you to different sectors. So this is the lower floor. As you saw, I went through the inclined ramp. You got the line of sight blockers in the center there with that pillar. Got kind of a broken garage door type concept here. It looks a little bit better when you look at it from outside like that. You got a few of these skill jumps I've set up with inclines and crates. That's kind of fun, I found. And you got one of the bridges there, and this whole facility kind of connects itself all around, mainly along the outer rim. And that's kind of how you're going to get access to all the different floors of the airport. So that's a fun holdout point if you're able to cover up the sides. Now we're going to go on the opposing side here of the airport, kind of like the storage garage exit. So from here you can see there's kind of a bit of a hiding spot underneath there with that pillar. You got once again that kind of broken garage door concept, which I always think looks really cool. This is a little bit of first-person footage of Infinity Slayer, which was what this map was originally built for, and I personally found it was a lot of fun for that, so you can also try it out with that if you'd like. Now we're going to go inside the actual airplane itself. You saw in the front there the cockpit was all destroyed with the monitors and everything. Here you got a cool opening with the ramp, the destroyed crate kind of making a ramp to give you outer access to the plane, and the whole rocks and everything has been decaying. Most of the bottom of the plane has just been destroyed completely at this point, and really the nature is seeping through. And as you can see, I tried to really emerge this map into the ravine basic settings here. So you've got those pre-made little tunnel structures, and I've kind of filled them up with the rocks to make them look a lot more natural. You don't see the actual teal of the original silvery metallic piece from the Forerunner structure. Instead, you just see some destroyed pieces from the plane, and I really like how the body of the plane has turned out. And then out here, you're going to see these are a few storage crates right next to the relay facility. The whole back of the plane has kind of been ripped off into pieces. That's why it's kind of destroyed all over. And yeah, it kind of gives a cool feel to it. So up here we have the relay facility that I was talking to. It is a two-floored structure. You got a basic ramp to go up, but you can also access it from the outside using the rock ramp on the side, kind of a broken pillar of sorts. You got the computers indoors. And anyways, you get a really nice line of sight from here on both sides of the plane. So if you can, I would suggest stationing some humans up here when you're trying to hold out against the hunters, because they will be good spotters for when you see kind of the faint movement of the flood when they're invisible. So now we're going to back out from this area and show you the other part of the map. So over here you got one of the destroyed wings of the planes that have kind of been thrown over to the rocks on the cover. You got this destroyed roof. I really tried to merge this well so you can smoothly just run up. And there's a lot of like skill jumps all around the map to go over from the plane to and fro. And you have all of these broken areas here. This is going to have a leading passage up to the bridge also, using a kind of a bent piece of metal. But overall it's kind of a cool mixture of everything. This is a bit of an overview of the plane. You can see this wing has actually been completely like submerged into the ground, which allows you a cool kind of a ramp access to the top of the plane. Then I'm going to show you a little bit of the lower view here. This is the opposing structure to the first one I showed you earlier. You can only have a few little bent areas here because this hasn't really been affected as much by the crash of the plane. You got those little terminals in which you could access the planes, kind of give you a cool ramp access. And I really like this clip here of the Infinity Slayer because I actually managed to kill pretty much the entire team with my railgun. And although I didn't get an overkill for it, I did manage to pull off a triple kill. Just happened to be off a little bit by the timing there, but I thought that was kind of a cool maneuver. Anyways, now we're going to show you guys the bridge. As you can see, this is one of the destroyed terminals. It's kind of bent over. Like I said, you got that bent piece of metal that gives you access. You got the doorways up there. It's not a very defendable position unless you want to shove all the players in there with shotguns. Because as you can see, although the flood can get in through the lower floor, they can also get in through this little gap on the top. So it really does make it hard to hold out. This is the bridge. It's kind of the opposing high point to the airplane. These are the two main areas people tend to hang out if they end up choosing the precision class weapons, because it really does give you a nice overview of the map. Otherwise, you're going to go into the smaller areas and use their shotguns to protect themselves. So once again, this is the terminal I was talking about earlier. You got a nice access ramp that kind of leads you up here and allows you to really maneuver yourself around if you please. Down there is kind of just basically the lower structure. There's not much going on there other than just some access points. And there you can see the flood is kind of running around. So this is that lower area I was talking about. Very simple. This is really just the human spawn zone, and from there they can really traverse either right to the other terminal or the bridge, northward up to the airplane, or they can go to the left if they prefer, just go to the airport or wherever they really want. There's actually a lot of options that give you holdout potential. So these two platforms are actually connected by a cannon in Infinity Slayer. I just thought I should mention that. It is not present in any flood game type because I thought that'd be a little unbalanced. But you know, otherwise it kind of gives you a separate option for traversing the area in Infinity Slayer if you happen to be being chased. So these are all the players I want to thank for helping us test out this map. There is quite a few of them, and I'm very grateful for all these testers. And while I'm thanking people, I want to mention a few names for people who took the time to help me with this map. Hush Behemoth, Minister Muffin, Sandwich, Squally the Beans, Canadian Echo, H2Acon, Griffin Guy, and even most recently Psycho Duck. All of you guys, thank you so much for all the suggestions you've given me, all the inspiration, all the help. And this was actually my first competitive shot, and even though I've turned it into Flood map, I am pretty proud of it. So thank you guys so much. And this has been Robius5991 here with Online Nights. If you enjoyed the video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.